Today we are talking about a film that I feel nobody is talking about, and that is The Home, starring Pete Davidson. Now, this is a new horror film that came out, I want to say last week. I saw it on Sunday. I've never seen a trailer for this a while back in a screening I was in, but I haven't seen much as far as marketing for it, and I feel like nobody knows this movie is. I was on Instagram commenting on somebody's post. They were saying that the movie's for a horror-filled summer, whatever the new hashtag is. And I thought they were seeing The Home. They're like, oh no, it was from I Know What You Did Last Summer. And they had no idea what The Home was. Like, oh, but then we start talking about Together, the new horror film with Dave Franco and Alison Brie, which I'm actually going to see Thursday night. When I post this video, it'll probably be tonight, which I'm really looking forward to seeing that film. I missed my advanced screening of that, and I was kicking myself for it because I definitely am excited to see that. But we're here to talk about The Home with Pete Davidson. So this film pretty much is Pete Davidson is working in a retirement home, which he's like kind of like a maintenance supervisor, and he's there to clean. He lives there, works there. He's staying there for like a 90-day period or something like that, or like 4 months. And he's pretty much told you can't go on the 4th floor because that's where patients with extreme conditions are, and don't go up there. That's off limits. Now, what we learned, not from the trailer, but just kind of seeing the film, is that we open up is that he gets arrested for doing graffiti, and that's his punishment. Is his father knows somebody, or he's a lawyer or something, and calls the judge for a favor, and pretty much gets him instead of jail time, community service. And he's working at this retirement home. But something's definitely off at this home. And pretty much this is I don't even want to call it your average horror film, because, it definitely is something. I can't really say too much on giving away. But going in, I wasn't expecting a lot, to be honest. I'm a huge fan of Pete Davidson. I love pretty much everything he's in, especially his more comedic roles. This is one of the films that aren't really comedic. He did do another horror film a few years back, Bodies. Wasn't a huge fan of it. It wasn't bad, but I wasn't like over the top in love with that film. But this one definitely, I'd say, took my day. Third film I saw on Sunday. I ended up saying 3 films a day, and this by far was my favorite watch of the day. It took me by surprise completely. I wasn't expecting much from this film. I like Pete Davidson. I like pretty much all his films. Bodies wasn't a huge fan of, but all of his comedic films, definitely love him in those. I even think he was fun in The Suicide Squad. So I was definitely looking forward to seeing this. Wasn't expecting much, again, like I said. I knew the concept was he works in a retirement home, and there's some weird shit going on because the 4th floor is locked off. It looked like, your average horror film, and truly, it is kind of average, but it is average in the best possible way. It exceeded my expectations on every level. It's intense, well-paced, decent amount of gore. It has some wittiness to it, but not really. You had some comedic undertone, but it's more like just dry sarcasm that kind of worked really well. And just overall, it was a really good time. There was not... Again, I went in not expecting much from this film at all, but what I got from it was so much more than what I expected to get. For this week's entry of Road to Criterion Complete, I picked up two motherfucker. For this week's entry for Road to Criterion Complete, I picked up 2 new titles. There is no new title releases this week. There was a couple of re-releases, but I generally don't pick up the re-releases on New Release Tuesdays. I generally only pick up the new films that are released. I'm making an exception in September for This Is Spinal Tap because it's been out of print. But generally, I don't buy the re-releases on opening day. I usually wait for the 50% off sales. So this week I got Celine and Julia Go Boating, Spine number 1068. Then I also picked up The Ascent, which is Spine 1063. So those are the 2 films I picked up this week. Not too many. I did pick up a lot for the Criterion 50% off sale in July, so it kind of went a little bit more slower this week. I believe next week I have 1 or 2 films coming in the mail. Or not next week, I'm sorry, the following week. Again, because late July, early August, there's not a whole lot new coming out. only some re-releases, which I will be doing a video on those